Hey guys, welcome back. I'm sure by this time most of you and most likely all of you uh, have heard about the untimely passing of comic legend Bernie Wrightson. It was a big hit. I mean, I really, everyone that followed Bernie's stuff and Bernie's life know that he'd been sick for a while and he'd had a stroke and he wasn't really drawing anymore. But you just kind of somehow was hoping he was going to pull through it. Uh, And while I'm at it, as far as the entertainment world, it really took two big hits this weekend. The other was Chuck Berry. Uh, and as anyone that ever picked up an instrument or sang or was into music somehow and didn't realize that Chuck Berry was an influence on that, then you weren't paying attention. I'm sorry, that's just the way I feel about it. Just a great loss to the world of rock and roll and entertainment in general. Same goes for Bernie Wrightson. And his stuff reached far beyond comics. Films and all the prints he did, and inspired movies, and all sorts of stuff. And Wrightson was one of those guys in the '70s that I really took notice of when I was a kid. Of course, in the Silver Age, you had all the giants of that time. He had Kirby and Ditko and Gil Kane and Buscema and Gene Colan and just a slew of great artists. And then I guess it was sort of like the new breed started in the late '60s and early '70s, sort of around the start of the Bronze Age. And Bernie Wrightson was one of those guys that I really noticed. Sort of like the first time you saw Neil Adams stuff. Barry Windsor Smith, Jeff Jones, Mike Kaluta, because around the same time I discovered Wrightson, I discovered Mike Kaluta on The Shadow. Now this was my first exposure to Bernie Wrightson. Swamp Thing #9, just a very powerful, just beautiful cover, like anything he did. Like I say, I think this was my first Bernie Wrightson, and I think The Shadow #2 was my first Mike Kaluta, and I'd already discovered Neil Adams, but this is just one of those guys that you just kind of like, even as a kid, your eyes kind of bulged up because you're like, wow, I didn't know anybody could draw like that. Just a magnificent artist, and what he did for the horror genre in comics, there aren't enough words to praise the guy on what he did and the influence he had on comics and horror. So it's a great loss, and I'm sure everyone that was a Bernie fan is really saddened, myself included. Just got a little stack of stuff, just like my own little Bernie tribute. I'm sure everybody else, I've seen a few videos. I've yet to comment on them, but I'm going to. It's got their own little Bernie tribute, but there's just some of my favorite covers. Like I say, this was my first Bernie Wrightson book. I think I probably got it for a quarter in a yard sale. Now, this is my original. I think I gifted my original to someone, and I don't regret that at all. But I had to get another copy. So, Swamp Thing #9. And these are just some of my favorites. I mean, there's our stacks and stacks of Bernie stuff, but House of Mystery 231. #204. One of those slimy, ooey, goppy looking monsters that Wrightson is so famous for. Just a classic cover. #255. Okay, this is one of the few Batman books he did. I'm not sure if he did any more covers other than this. If anybody knows, I'm sure I'd appreciate you telling me. Batman 320. And he didn't do a whole lot of work for Marvel, but the stuff he did for them was just as good as what he did for DC or Warren. Hulk 197. Against the Man Thing. One of my very favorite covers from the Bronze Age. Of course, there's my Swamp Thing 1. Again, another classic. You know, and I know I'm not showing anything that anybody that's watching this doesn't already have. Here's something that I was glad to get. I'm trying to slowly amass a nice little run of creepy and eerie. But when this book came out a while back, I had to get it. This is the best of the definitive Bernie Wrightson collection from Creepy and Eerie. And one of my very favorite stories was in this one. Originally appeared in Creepy 63, and I've got that book, but it's buried somewhere. But if you guys remember reading that story called Jennifer, one of his classics, and it inspired a movie from the Masters of Horror collection. Pretty good little flick. But, you know, just some beautiful, beautiful stuff in here. And My House of Secrets 92. Sorry about the glare. But this one is probably one of the ones that started a lot of people collecting Bernie Wrightson. Here's one that I really love, and you don't see it a whole lot. Web of Horror. I think this is number 3, maybe. But it's got a painted cover. Curse of the Yeti. And I got this a while back. It's an old copy of a Media Scene from 1974 with a Wrightson cover and a Bernie Wrightson interview and some artwork. So if you Wrightson fans, I think this is kind of a really nice one to have. And last but not least, the edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein that Bernie did the illustrations on. I'm sure, you know, most everyone's seen the prints in these. Just great stuff. We lost a great one. Never be another one like Bernie Wrightson. Well, that's my 2 cents. Like I say, sad day all the way around, actually. But I'm grateful we had him while we had him, and condolences to his wife Liz and Bernie's family. Thoughts and prayers go their way, and also to Chuck Berry's family in their time of loss. So, guys, I appreciate you watching, and for Chuck and Bernie and myself, onward and upward.